Now, unrest is rising among Ethiopian Israelis over discrimination and violence against the community. They accuse the Israeli government of failing to tackle the problem. Our Middle East correspondent Paula Sleer reports.
Adresha's son Avraham has been held by Hamas for almost a year. The mentally ill 29-year-old ignored warning shots by Israeli soldiers and crossed the border into Gaza. The family say as soon as the Israeli government became aware what had happened, they told them to keep quiet. Only now have they gone public with their story.
A day after he crossed the border, representatives of the Israeli Secret Service came to my workplace and told me that my brother had crossed the border into Gaza. I was in total shock. I couldn't believe it. They suggested keeping the whole thing quiet, as that would be in our brother's best interest and make it easier to get him back.
Hamas claims Avraham is an Israeli soldier captured during last year's war. Contrast this with the last time an Israeli was held by Hamas in Gaza.
We have a commitment to bring back Gilad Shalit safe and sound to his parents.
Israel eventually freed more than 1,000 prisoners for the 19-year-old soldier. A far cry from the way they've handled Avraham's case, as Ethiopian Israelis are all too aware.
The Israelis were able to unify and put enough pressure on the authorities to get Shalit back because people in Israel could identify with Shalit. They feel like he could be their son or brother. With Mengistu, most people in Israel have a hard time imagining him as a family member because he's black and Ethiopian.
Discontent among Ethiopian Israelis has been growing for years. It came to a head earlier this year when an Ethiopian soldier was beaten by Israeli police. Soon, thousands of protesters were on the streets in scenes that shocked the country. Beni Yalu was among them.
Our protest was a very legitimate one, a protest of anger and pain against Israeli society about our inferior treatment for many years. Police violence, religious services, different education system, different housing.
We have tried repeatedly to get a comment from the Israeli Prime Minister's office about Avraham's case, but they refuse to talk. The fact that they're not speaking leaves the Ethiopian community feeling helpless. Paula Sleer, RT, Tel Aviv.